Imagine breaking your arm. Now imagine breaking your arm and not being able to feel it. That's basically the premise of Novocaine, a movie about a man who cannot feel any pain. You can shove a finger up his ass and he won't feel any of it. Hey everyone. Dog here. With nothing else to watch, I finally went out and watched Novocaine last night. Novocaine follows a man named Nathan Kane, played by Jack Quad, the same punching bag from The Boys. We follow Nathan Kane as he is in pursuit of a couple of bank robbers who take his new girlfriend as hostage. I won't spoil how the plot goes and the twists that come later, but I saw Novocaine last night and I had a good time with the film. Can't tell by the trailer and the premise, Novocaine's best aspect is clearly the action. While I still did think the plot itself was creative and enjoyable, you should go into this not expecting the greatest of plots. Novocaine is definitely carried through its action and practical effects. This might be a quick review, I don't know. I'm going to keep it simple though. It's a good film, and I think you'll have a good time. If you don't do good with close-up blood or gore, this might not be for you. But if you're not a tiny little baby, I can see Novocaine being one of your favorite films of the year. Like I said, the action carries a lot of the film. With a premise about a guy who can basically get his balls kicked in and not feel it, you can probably already tell this would be an action-heavy movie. But I think with an action-heavy premise, they still have a lot to deliver, and I can tell you right now they do. Every fight scene felt creative, and they do a good job straying away from just fists and kicks. And it does do a good job showing that the main character isn't invincible. No spoilers, but just because you can't feel pain, it doesn't mean you can't have your balls cut off, for example. You just won't feel it. Alongside the action, I thought the plot paired with the action is played out pretty good. Don't expect a plot that's Oscar worthy, but for what it's worth, the events and story are entertaining. That's really the best way to put it. It's an entertaining plot, enough to keep you intrigued and connect the heavy-hitting action moments. It kind of felt like they planned all the fight scenes first and then wrote the actual plot, which is fine. It's not bad for feeling like that. And with the narrative feeling like that, I do want to give a point for it because they still do a good job delivering an entertaining plot. However, one very minor negative I have when compared with the entirety of the narrative, I thought the beginning was slow as fuck. It's not all terrible after watching the film, but for a first watch, my initial thought was how slow the start was going. Like the first 30 minutes, I remember thinking, just fucking get on with it. I get there has to be some build up, but I think they just went on for a while with the start. Like the actual good doesn't start until like 30 minutes into the film. I'm not trying to be a big whining baby, but that really was a thought of mine for the first bit of the film. And again, it becomes such a minor complaint after watching it and comparing the rest of the film, but it is a small issue I have. I don't think Novocaine is anything award winning. The acting is fine, the plot is entertaining, and they cooked with the visuals. It's just a fun movie, which I'm honestly thankful for. 2025 has had some real boring fucking movies so far. I always feel the first few months of any year, the more slow dog shit movies come out, they just kind of push it out real quick. So it's nice having a movie like Novocaine stand out and put out something enjoyable. It's just a fun watch. I'd recommend it. I think it does hold on its own with the action it delivers. But anyways, time for the T-bone of the cow. It's time to plug Novocaine into the dog film rating guide. How this works is that we start at 5 out of 10 and add or subtract a point for every positive and negative in the film. Anything notable can vary, with it either adding or subtracting only half a point. Starting with the positives, I'm giving a point for the action. It's good and really creative, and definitely carries the film being the strongest aspect. Lastly, being that I only have 2 positives, I'm giving a point for the plot. The narrative, while it's nothing grand or spectacular, holds on its own and comes out to be an entertaining watch and creative with its devices. With no major negatives on the board, moving on to my notable points, I'm going to take away half a point for the beginning of the film. I just thought it was kind of slow, and while the rest of the film is fast-paced and interesting, the start just felt kind of sluggish while watching. However, this half notable is immediately reversed. I'm giving half a point for the visual and practical effects. I thought they did a good job with the fight scenes and effects paired with them. They were pretty captivating and made the scenes feel real and alive. With all that said, I'm plugging this into the dog film rating guide. Novocaine scored a 7 out of 10, earning a B+, making this film very good. I don't think this film is an outstanding watch, but if you have a night to kill, watching Novocaine wouldn't be a bad choice, and you'll find yourself pretty entertained with what it offers. That's all I have to say though. Let me know what you thought of Novocaine, and I'll talk to y'all later. See ya.